go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Keep It a Stack podcast. Completely different from my first one, Certified Corner, but today we have my brother from freaking Europe. Another European is showing up on the call. Hey, yo, the Europeans right now, they're tapping in. They're super engaged. But guys, if you've been liking the content so far, make sure to comment down below. And I'm going to share my boy Ramon over here because you guys got to understand this guy. Let's understand for a second. We just had a conversation before we got this thing going. The man's moving coming up. Man's in the gym. He's working out. And look at his hair. He look good, doesn't he? Right? But that's because when you look good, you feel good. But at the end of the day, before you can look good and feel good, you got to work hard. You got to work hard. You got to put yourself in positions that when it's time to look good, when it's time to feel good, you know that the spiritual side of it, you've put in the work to step into any single room that you deserve to be in. And somebody like my brother here is somebody who is deserving to be in any room that he stands in. With his sharp wits, his sharp mentality, and his loving heart, he's able to lead hundreds and hundreds of people in Europe, specifically Austria right now. So at the end of the day, I want to welcome my brother, Mr. Ramon, to the podcast. How are you, man? What's going on with you today?
Bro, I'm glad to be here. It's really a big honor for me as well. And I'm really, really excited about it because I just feel your energy, man, and it's raising my energy. And that's really the biggest thing about like when you do something like that, when you have a conversation, to have big energy. And it's just to get good to see your smile again, because I know back then when we met, it was really a big pleasure. And you've been in my head since then. So it's really cool. It's really cool to have this conversation with you, man.
Dude, absolutely, man. Let's dive right into it, man. Like I said, this is going to be a very authentic conversation, man. If you don't mind just introducing yourself to the people, man, giving yourself a little bit of the background so at least the audience gets to know who you are.
All right. So my name is Ramon, or Ramon. So I'm 21 years old. I've been into entrepreneurship for now 3 years. Like the coming day, like in a week, it's gonna be 3 years. I've been into entrepreneurship, and I'm gonna be honest, I've been struggling the last 3 years, and this is not something most people talk about, because everybody is just like, oh yeah, entrepreneurship, it's just great. You're gonna get successful. Everything is going fine. You're just gonna be good and everything. You're gonna be a better person and stuff like that, and you're better than everyone that has a job and everything. And it's just bullshit. Like the first, like I don't know. There are people that get it big sooner, and there are people that just like go suffer through all those years. And for myself, I've been always wanting to be the person that gets like the big win faster, but it's always every time I get like a little win, it's gonna get like I get beaten up, like
Yeah,
really,
take
like
now.
it's just, but it's great. It's great. It's a lot of character development. I really love it when shit gets dirty. Like now I can say it because it's a little bit cleaner right now. But when it gets hard, it's just like you want to quit. But that's the thing we don't do. You know?
Yeah, that's and you spoke on it. You spoke on it so heartily. It's the fact that everybody sees this one side of entrepreneurship as the glitz and the
Mm,
glam, and it's nice. But like you just said, man, it's dirty. It gets ugly. It's
right.
nasty. It takes, especially now with the fact that you're young, right? I'm doing entrepreneurship. I'm 26, so 5 years, like being in it 6 years, you see the down ugly, man. You're just beginning your journey. And the fact that what I'm starting to see, and I don't know if it's a difference between Americans and Europeans when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's a lot of Europeans take advantage of it early. Like you said, you're in your second year doing
Mm,
this, second, almost third year in.
yep.
So you
Yep.
started when you were 19. And for me, it didn't come to when I was 20. But for whatever reason, I think we're entering into a climate where more and more people are waking up to, hey, maybe I need to not pressure myself to be successful so quickly in entrepreneurship,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh
I
yeah.
need to give
Definitely.
myself the grace that is going to be the journey. And so, let's go back to when you started. You said you started when you're 19 years old. What got you into entrepreneurship? What was it? Was it a moment? Was it something that you saw? Was it a mentality? Walk me through that, brother, man. When you're 19.
Like the reason why what got me started into entrepreneurship was the I think everyone wants freedom, so that was really the big thing. But it gets a little bit deeper, because for me, when Corona hit, like this fake virus, Like everyone was going crazy, and I had my best friend back then. He was like not working, and I was still going to work. Like most people didn't work. I was working. I was working overtime and stuff like that, and so I didn't get more money. Like it was a mess,
Wow.
and he was just chilling at home because he couldn't work, and he got more money than me. I
Mm.
was like, I just want to chill at home, and that's what the first thing. That's the first time I heard about trading, and I really wanted to learn it because I was like, oh yeah, with trading, you're gonna get the big bucks. You know, you're gonna get the big bags and everything. And I was just like starting one video on YouTube. I finished after maybe 9 minutes because my brain was gone. I was like, never gonna get this shit right. I'm just like, I was 16 back then when this shit hit.
16. Wow.
I wanted
Okay.
to like learn how to trade. And now when I think back, if I would have logged in back then, it would have been 5 years now. I would be like living best life, maybe. But life has something like God has a different plan for you than you think. So the moment I started with entrepreneurship was back in 2021, right in the ending, like on the 30th of November.
Hmm.
I started with IM back then. I was 18, so I was 18 and a half. I was like, I get to learn trading and I can share the message. And it was really the thing after I started, I was just like locked in. I was like, this is my way. I'm gonna get this shit done no matter what. And I just wanted to not work. Like working was the hardest thing for myself. Like I was in, I don't know, in the US, you don't have this. It's like called when you learn how to work. You know, when you don't go to college, but you learn how to do this specific job. Like for myself, I was a baker, and there you have like 3 years of learning how to be a baker.
Oh, wow.
And I was in my second and a half, like 3 months till I would have accomplished it. I would have like get my degree and everything. I was just like, no, fuck it. I was just like never gonna work in this category. When I would have finished, I would have be earning 4,000 francs because I'm from Switzerland, and 4,000 francs. It sounds a lot, but it's just like right at the like the middle. That's
Middle class, like middle
like the
class income.
payment you should get from every job.
Okay,
Like the
got you.
minimum
Like
payment.
minimum
So,
wage. Minimum wage.
minimum wage, yeah. I was like, no, no, not in 100 years. I'm never, because I
Wow.
always wanted to do. I never knew what I wanted to do, because everybody tells you different things, and everybody, when you tell them what you want to do, they say, nah, don't do it. Like everybody is against you. I think sometimes, and then I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'm gonna be, because I was good in baking. Maybe I'm gonna be owning a bakery shop and everything. But I look at my boss that is retiring with 56, I think 57, something around that age. He retired a little bit earlier. He was dead ass ugly, to be honest. Not because he is ugly, but he worked his self into grave. Like
Oh my
literally,
goodness.
he's so broken. Like when you see elderly people and they walk like this, and they're just like, they're broken. This is how he looked like, and he was at the same age of mine. Like he was the same. He was age. I think yeah, he was the same age as mine. I was like, nah, he's smaller than me now, because you
He's
know
hunched over.
yeah,
Yes.
so that was like, no, never in 100 years, and this my way. So that's the reason why I started with entrepreneurship. And now I think everyone has an entrepreneurship, this moment when you decide that you want to do entrepreneurship, and then you decide what you want to do. Because the first thing you do is not always the thing you're gonna end up with an entrepreneurship. I think for myself, because right now I'm moving things, uh, going different directions, because the goal is the same, but the
Yeah,
path to it gonna change up a little bit. So that's
exactly.
really where I'm. What?
No, you're exactly right. It's the you still have that vision for yourself, but just the way you're getting there has is a little bit different than when you started. And I love how for you. So it's we got to go back to your boss, man. So you said he's 50 some years old. He was as tall as you, height wise. He was
Yeah.
as tall as you, but what you saw from the stress, from the whatever he was dealing with, literally made him shorter because he was hunched over.
I
And
think
you saw that as I don't want to look like that. I don't want to. And it may have. And the thing is, your boss at the bakery shop, at the bakery thing, that may have been his passion. That may have been something that he loved
mm,
every single day. But yet, you saw that even his love was draining him. You even saw that his passion was causing him pain. And for you, you're like, I don't want to do something that's going to cause me pain. I want to do something that can give me peace mentally, spiritually, emotionally, just like how you saw your friend chilling at home during corona and you're
yeah.
like, I want to do something like that. And I believe a lot of people have that desire. They see either whether it's a relative, whether it's a friend, or even with the power of social media today, you always get flooded with, oh man, entrepreneurship's this is what it can look like for you. Do you want to travel? Do you want to make money? Do you want to do this? You want time for your family? It's almost we almost get overwhelmed with
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
with that info until it like when you were 16, it comes too much. You don't know how to fully receive it and be able to apply it because you're like, okay, there's so many different paths. Which path is for me? Which way do
Mm.
I really want to go? And for you, Raymond, how did you how do you now? Okay, you had your experience at 16, you saw your boss, you got really involved with IM at 19, now you're 21. You've went down, so you've seen so many different paths.
Mm.
So for you now, or based off of your experience, how do I do it? How do you look at an opportunity, or how do you look at your life now and say, okay, which path is right for me? Is there like a process that you go through? Is it something that you talk to like your mentor about? Is it do you ask God? Like, okay, what do you do to
Mm.
say, okay, this path is the one I need to walk down?
I'm glad that you talked about God because I'm a really spiritual. I'm really into. I'm a Christian, you know, and
Right.
I really love to talk about God because all I have in the end is God. Like I at the moment I was dead broke. I and I'm gonna talk about it. I needed to steal money, or no, I still needed to steal food to eat because I
Wow.
was so bad dead broke. All I had was God, and when I get to the top, I hopefully and I know it's gonna be like that. All I have is God, because I had a moment where I made a little bit of money. I got over completely in my head, like stupid things I did. I lost it all. Like humble yourself before God humbles you, and it's a nice quote till it hits you. Because when
Until
God humbles
right.
you, he's gonna humble you hard, you know. So that's really. But it was the best decision I made back then. To yeah, let God humble me. Because every time God humbled me, He got me straight to where I need to be, and that's really the big thing. Why I wanted to talk about this right now, because I started praying. I started praying about what is my way, where should I be, what is my goal, and just lead me, use me as a tool. Like really, that was my prayer. Like 2 years ago, like use me as a tool, and that's really what I want to be, a tool for God,
Right.
and also like live a good life. But I know I can only live a good life. It's only option if you live with God. So when you God's gonna like give you everything you need if you believe it enough. So that's really for myself why I'm choosing another path, because I didn't choose it. It just came to me, you know. Because
Mm.
so like I was praying for different. I was praying for success in the industry I was in, or I am till this day. I'm praying for success, but it gets lesser and lesser and feel more uncomfortable and everything. It's just like I want to go this way. It's so hard, and he's pulling me away so bad, so bad. So that's really the thing, and I know it's God because the path I'm choosing now feels more enlightenment.
Yeah.
It's more just relax, you know.
Breath
And
of
that's
fresh
good
air.
because when you walk with God, you know it. You
Ooh.
really feel it because you feel different, and you really do. Because if you're not with God, it just feels stressful. It feels overwhelming. It feels like you can't do it. But if you do it with God, it gets easy. Not
Yeah.
easy in a way that you just it just happens, but when you struggle, it feels good.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Man, I love the God conversation because speaking of like the fact that you had to steal food, I remember I built my first business within IM up to roughly around 480 people, 490 people.
Mm.
You're about five people away from the next rank at the time. Me and my ex got into a fight. I went homeless. I stayed with my best friend in his apartment in
Crazy.
a state called North Carolina. My homie Darian, I love him to this day because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Just because he was God sent. He allowed me to stay on his couch. All my
Mm.
stuff from my home in Florida, where I was living at, was in his crib. It was just messy, man. And all I had was the business at the time. But you're absolutely correct. Sometimes when you're alone, and sometimes when you're really, especially in entrepreneurship, when you really do it by yourself, having God as leverage and having God as this pillar, or even having God as your supporter when you are alone, it gives you that second wind. We will call it
Mm.
second wind. It gives you that not even a hope. I would say it gives you that satisfaction in knowing that there is somebody in your corner, even when no one physically is there. So you have that
Mm.
faith and belief. And you spoke on um, that breath of fresh air in that path in that prayer. And it's so funny that you said 2 years ago you prayed for God to use you as a tool. My prayer now when I talk to God is, God, thank you for allowing me to get to this point, but continue to provide me the wisdom for what's coming. Continue to
Crazy.
pour. I don't ask
Yeah.
for God for money. I don't ask God for friends. I don't ask God for safety. I don't look for that. All I look for is, God, continue to grant me the wisdom to make the right decision. Because the decision that I'm going to make after this conversation I have with you is going to be the determining factor. And I spoke about it
Crazy.
with somebody. I just made an IG video not too long ago because my mentor Tia said, at some point, you got to meet God halfway with the work. But if the work is not fueled by the right thing, then it won't really matter because where your source of faith is from the wrong things, right? You put too much belief in money and then now you chase after it. Versus, okay, I need that belief in God and in that higher power is going to give me the faith, the spiritual side to be able to now, when I'm putting in the work, when I'm putting chips in order, when I'm having conversations with people, when I'm going into certain rooms, even when going to work, like all the people who go to 9 to 5 jobs, like I encourage people at 9 to 5 jobs, go at that job as hard as you can and do the most. I'm saying
Mm.
be extra, go above and beyond, do the dirty work, do the extra work that no one's asking you to do. Because at the end of the day, the extra work that you're doing now is going to leave you with the extra blessing that you never even thought was
Yeah.
possible. Right. And dude, I love the fact that you're driven to God now. Is that when you talk to your friends in Europe, when you see your friends and you're hanging out with people, is that the same? Is that the same kind of mentality you guys all have? That belief in God, or is it not really like that all the time?
It's difficult, you know, because um, like I have many friends that are really into God and like really that I can say like from my perspective are saved, are really um, like spiritual. They are with them the conversations are different. You know, we
Okay.
talk about God, we talk about the Word, and I have many mentors. Like I know a lot of the Bible. I know a lot of God. I know how He works. But really, I have so many people that I just go to ask for direction, ask for guidance as well to really understand it better. You know. So and I really love that you pray about the wisdom and everything because that's what King Solomon did. He asked for wisdom, because God came to him and he gave him everything. He would have given him everything he wanted, and he was just like, God, give me the wisdom. And that's why we have Proverbs today. And I'm reading it right now in the Bible, and it's just so enlightenment when you read it. And I'm reading it in German, so right now I can't. I don't want to translate it because it's really a little bit difficult to have English as a second language. So that's really my next goal, to really learn English much even better. Because today, if you don't speak English, you're fucked up. Like really. So I know it's a whole another conversation, but if you don't speak English, you're just a mess. You're just living behind on everything. Because like if you don't speak English, where do you want to go? Because Europe is fucked up.
Wow.
So like really, Europe is fucked up. If you think America's fucked up, thank God Trump won. Because to be honest, we need that in Europe.
Europe.
We need that.
Really?
But
It's
they
that
are,
bad?
yeah,
Wow. No,
they're in
let's
Germany.
talk about it. Let's actually
Yeah,
talk about it, because
they're
I've
in
been so
Germany.
curious on what it's like in Europe, because so many
That's
people in America is like,
trust
oh,
me.
we're gonna leave America, we're gonna go to different countries and stuff like that. But then I
That
look at like,
I need to tell you, bro. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You know
no, go ahead.
which people is telling you need to go to Europe now? Those are all those. Sorry for my word, for my bad word, but those faggots. Like literally those pink hair, fat chicks. Like I watch too much Andrew Tate. I'm sorry, but it's
No,
just
it's
the
okay.
reality, man. Because all those like faggots, like all those, yeah, just weird ass people, they want to come here into Germany. Because I was having a conversation with a prospect, and he told me he moved from Romania to Germany because he can live his sexuality there. And you don't want to. I didn't ask for it what it was, but he looked strange, you know. So that's really it. And in Germany, there are people going on the street on all four, like a dog, and on the line. So
With a
really,
leash.
that like
With a leash.
that's
And they're
yeah,
on.
with a
Oh,
leash.
wow.
So that's the state we
Wow.
are right now in Germany. So that's really, it's fucked up, and it gets more and more. You know, so really the West is falling. I really mean that because I see it. You know,
Yeah.
and also like I think the system that got built up, like from higher power, and I'm not talking about God, but higher power.
Yeah.
I'm
But
talking about
yeah.
them, you
Them.
know,
Them.
yeah,
We know what you're talking. Yeah.
yeah.
Them.
So
Exactly.
them, it's just failing the society, but it's their plan. So for us, it's failing. For them, it's
The
going
plan.
good. So with, I don't know if you're much into politics, but in Germany right now, people waking up, the working class, the
I
people
saw
that
that.
we depend on, because the working class is that what we need. And I really hate when people, especially in our field, you know it, with network marketing, with like entrepreneurship, they bash about working people. I hate that because I was with working people as well. My parents are working people, and if you, and yeah, you can get fucked because you're broke, you can't do anything, you're just living to, like, you're just a slave,
You're
you
just
know.
surviving.
So yeah, you're not even surviving anymore, can, because you can't survive, like literally you're, the food you eat, it's just like, yeah, I know America is even worse. Like we are blessed with our healthcare and everything, but trust me, they're all overweight, like literally. It's just I was to America once, like where we met, and when I saw that, I was just like, damn. But now I can see it here in Europe as well.
And
Like, it's just like we can go into so many topics. It's just it's hard.
I can feel the frustration.
Yeah,
I can feel it, because
I don't know.
you're
It's
watching, you wake up and you look outside, you walk around and you're like, man, what is happening? Like, where
mm,
did we go? Where did we go wrong? Like, and then you spoke about it so well. It's not even that the people went wrong. It's the fact that the establishment set it up for us to dysfunction. And
oh yeah,
it's the same here in the US, where why is it? And I almost asked myself this question. I asked God this question. I said, God, why is it that people get rich in dysfunction than unity? Why is it that we have to argue with each other? Why do we have to change who we are? Why do we have to succumb to these realities that we don't want to be? Why do we have to why do we have to do the things in such a dysfunctional way? Why do we have to argue with each other? Why do we have to be in competition with each other? Why do we always have to tear everybody down for us to go to the top? And I'm going to be honest. I, yes, was one of those back in 2019, 2020. My ignorance was I did make content blaming the working class. Like, man, the 9 to 5 is not it. Man, you can't, a job is not going to sustain you. I mean, was I technically correct?
I'm guilty too.
Yeah, so I did it as well, and that was from my ignorance, and I can attest to that now as being older, that I have to respect it because I came from it. But even still now, it's almost still true that the job can't be your thing. Corona came in, took everyone out. We watched 4 years ago, at a moment's notice, the thing that provides you the most security, which is your job, can be taken away from you at any moment. And that's what's inspired me for entrepreneurship. But dude, when you're talking about the LGBTQ community, people walking on their arms and out there, you know what's so surprising? I did have a conversation with a friend of mine who is gay, and I said, "Hey, man, I need to hear your perspective as somebody a part of the community, because him and his man, they're awesome. I love them." I asked them for their perspective, and I said, "How do y'all think about this?" Because obviously, as a straight man, I can only say so much. Of course, I can only have my opinion outside looking in, from the outside. But you're in the community. You're involved. You're passionate about it. What's your opinion? And he said, "I have no problem with people exercising their right to be gay, but there is a point where you stretch that right too far, where you stretch it too far." Because he said, he's like, "Man, to be honest with you, a lot of gay people just want to be gay and left alone. They don't want to be in the limelight. They don't want to be in the forefront. They just want to be able to go to their clubs, be able to hold hands with each other, marry legally, and then get on with their life. They don't want to do the extremes." And so what media does is they put the extremes in front of people when it's not the truth. It's only a minority set of people that are walking on all fours. It's not everybody. It's not everybody. It's only a few. It's only a minority group of people who are doing it. And that's what you run into with the working class. I did watch the thing in Germany. Y'all protests are insane. Like, it's just that when you neglect the class that provides the foundation of the nation that you live in, and you completely neglect them for years after years after years, at some point they're going to stand up and want to speak out. And so then now everybody in politics and all these people who have lots of money and billionaires and celebrities, they're like, "Well, why is everybody so mad? Why is everybody so mad all of a sudden? Why do this, that, and the third?" And they sit back and they're so shocked. They're like, "Oh, we never did anything wrong. It's not our fault." And it's like, well,
like,
you did.
I can't be like, you can't have a functioning brain. Like, to be honest, they know they're fucking it up. They want this reaction, because now, like, that's the reason why I wanted to talk about like Germany, because right now they're like, with politics. I don't know if you know this. Like, it's a little bit different than in the US, and the party that gets elected the most right now is the AfD. So that's like the rightest party. Like, some call it even Nazis. Some call it even like, there are Nazis and everything, but they just want Germany back. Like, bro, what do you think about when you hear Germany? Like, I'm not even German. I say it with a little bit proud. Like, it's Germany. It's like made in Germany. Like, we have Porsche. We have BMW. We have Mercedes. Like, everyone in the US wants a BMW, Porsche, and Mercedes. And
everybody does. German engineering. We love it.
What's your dream car? What's your dream car?
So it's funny. I want a BMW. It's
like,
a BMW. So German engineering, right? You guys are right. Yeah.
Germany, and right now everybody laughs at Germany. Like, it's a failing society. It's really going down the toilet because it's shit. And and that's really funny. When that happened, like this switch,
What happened?
when there's a Reichs no, not the Reichskanzler, but there's a Kanzler, like the highest person in Germany.
Yeah, the
It
chancellor. Yeah.
happened uh, to like really go down when it was a woman.
Wait, hold on. Let's back up. Make sure I heard this right. The switch from that prideful Germany that people want
Hmm.
with the Porsche, the Mercedes, the
Hmm.
ingenuity, the engineering, the smarts, the science, the technology. It failed once you guys had a female chancellor. That's when
Like
everything kind of switched.
for myself, like that was the feeling because before it was German, and like it's a long time ago, but it's really when shit changed. For
Wow.
myself to really look at Germany and be like, what the heck are you doing over there?
Right.
Like, I'm not. I'm just like it's not because it's a woman. I'm not like this misogynist or something like yeah, a woman can do anything. But it was a short-haired Karen. Like she told, uh, the internet is new land back in 2016 or something like that. Like imagine in 2016 the internet was going on, like or 2018. I don't quite remember the date, but the internet was there.
Yeah.
YouTube, uh, Instagram, I think Snapchat
2016.
already. It was
Yeah, that was
Everything was already
2016.
there, And she told in front of the media that is going into the internet, just that the internet is new land. Like
New
you
land.
haven't discovered it and stuff
You
like
have to
that.
you have to take like recover it, take over. So she went
Like
to the media and said the internet is new land and
yeah,
we got to take over. We got to get
no, no,
control.
not to take over, but like we need to like discover it because it's not been here that long. Like she is in
She
a
was behind. Like the
yeah,
internet's
she,
already
she
been
didn't even
around
know
for
what
so
the
long.
internet
Wait a
was.
minute.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. She told, like it's so weird, such a person in this position telling us the internet is new land. And for me, I was in 2016. I was 15, something around that, 14, 15, something around that, thinking like, what the f are you talking about? Like, what the fuck? Like, you are literally streamed online and everything, you're literally on social media, but you're telling like social media and the internet is new land. Like what are you talking about? So and this person, I'm not
Yeah.
saying woman, this person is in a position of power, like the highest person in uh, Germany.
Yeah. Like the president here in the US,
Yeah,
they're the highest
and
they're the
yes,
highest position.
the person that takes the decisions and everything, and such an unqualified person is in this rank. So that really makes you think, right? So that's really when shit turned away. And now there's a party, as you said, AfD, like the AfD, that is right, like the right party,
Yeah.
that is like right, so it's a
No,
wordplay
the
for
the far
this.
right. Yeah, we
The
call it
far
the far
right is
right. I get it.
right,
Yep.
because they're against because this woman she led all those immigrants in in this country. She
Okay.
was this person that really let all those people come in because that was this era 2016. That was when everything started appearing with the immigrants. I know you're in like USA, you don't have it that much because you're too far away, but you have it a little bit with Mexico and everything.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
here in the US, here in the Europe, you have so many. Like, oh yeah, there are people that need our help. I'm not saying don't let everyone in, but they are coming. They're real terrorists coming in. Because why we have this many terrorist attacks? We have people that come in that like I live near Vienna. There was a news article like a year or 2 years ago where I moved to Vienna, that a man was sliced open through the middle on the in the day in the whole day, like in the bright
In the
day,
daylight, in broad
in the
daylight.
daylight. Yeah, sliced open on the street.
Just, just,
And
just
it,
somebody just walked up
it
to him and
happened.
just
I don't
sliced him.
know. I don't know what happened exactly. Maybe they got in a fight because they were both like immigrants or people that aren't Austrian.
Yeah,
I think from Kazakhstan, something like that, or something like
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. So that's really it, you know. So people coming in there don't fit into our living style, and it all started back then.
Wow, 2016. It's so man. Your experience in 2016 is so different than mine because I remember 2016. Dude, Drake album came out. Future dropped an album. Summer
Crazy.
2016 was probably the most lit summer of my life because I was 18 and I just graduated high school. Was when I was getting ready to go to college in
Mhm.
2016. So the fact that
Crazy.
you saw 2016 was when she was making decisions that were damaging to German society. I
Mhm.
was living my best life, and it shows the disparities of the world. It definitely does show that not everybody's doing well all the time. There's
Oh
this
no.
we always want to, and then my our switch. This is what made me switch. It was actually COVID. So when Corona came through in 2019, I graduated college. So let's say 2020. That's
Mhm.
when I really made the switch. 2018, I was kind of aware because I was trading forex, and I got interested in studying money and how the banks
Mhm.
work and all that kind of jazz. So I was like, okay, I can kind of understand we're being laughed at. We're part of this matrix. We're getting played here. But I couldn't articulate it. I didn't really get how the game worked. And this is before I even knew of people like Andrew Tate and Myron and all those like in
Mhm.
podcasting and out. I didn't even know those guys. I didn't even know it. My first experience was when the vaccines were rolling out. When the vaccines first came out and I was living with my parents, I loved them to death. I love them. And I remember vividly watching Dr. Fauci and Biden and Obama were there, and they're like, if you don't get the vaccine, you should be canceled. You should be,
Oh yeah.
and then as
You're
somebody
such
who
a bad
studies,
person.
yeah, exactly. You're a bad person. You're a
Same in
threat.
Europe.
You're
Same
gonna
in
cause
Europe.
everybody to die and this, that. I'll say, wait, whoa, wait a minute. Don't we get a say so in this? Do we not get a say so as the
Mhm.
people to if we want this thing? Is it safe? Has it been tested? Has there been research? And there was none of that. And I said, okay, hold on, something's a little off. And then
Yeah.
this is what happened when Donald Trump became president. I remember him getting canceled off of Twitter. I think you know that when Donald Trump was on Twitter at the
Oh
time
yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
got canceled. You mean to tell me we canceled, I'm not even gonna say we, the establishment, the media companies, the pharmaceutical companies, the work that upper politician said, you know what, we're going to cancel the US president. We're gonna ban him off of all social media platforms. And I wait a minute, what did I say? Hold on. Where you want free speech, but yet if someone offends you, you want them canceled.
That's
That
crazy.
doesn't make sense. Like everybody has the right to their opinion, and I can understand that. And their opinion could offend you. I get it. We all have the right to feel offended if somebody attacks you. Like if I said something disrespectful to you, I should expect
I
you
would
to
be
say
offended.
something back
Of course.
because that's what
Yeah.
it is. But it's not to the fact that I should be like, you know what, man, I don't like you. You should be canceled. And I'm gonna go online and say, hey, Raymond's a bad guy. He's X, X, and X and X. He's terrible.
Yeah.
Let's cancel him. Let's ban him. And I'm like, all because he said something that offended me? That didn't. I said, but aren't we supposed to have disagreements? Aren't we? That's what democracy is, right? We're not supposed to agree on everything, but at least
Mhm.
we can come to consensus and meet in the middle. So your wake up call with the woman in power and seeing all the immigrants in 2016, mine was COVID and watching a U.S. president. I don't care who the president was, if it was Trump, Biden, or what, don't matter. Watching a president get banned off of social media platforms, no. I said no. There's got to be something bigger than that, and that got me down the rabbit hole to where I am now. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, people don't even realize they're getting played with. You're getting
Oh yeah.
laughed at.
Oh yeah.
You're getting,
Oh yeah. Of
you're
course.
getting.
It's
Oh my
crazy.
god,
But
it's frustrating.
I'm a bit real with you, Aaron.
Yeah,
It wasn't a wake up call back then, because I missed with the age. It was 8 years ago now, so I was like 14, 13, something around that.
Yeah.
And I just let that happen. I didn't even notice it, because back then I was so like literally brainwashed, not in a good way, in a bad way. I
Yeah.
was so brainwashed. When Trump got elected, I thought the world is over, and that's for real. I was so I was like 15, 16, something around that. I don't quite remember. Uh, I was like thinking, damn, the world is over
Right.
when Trump got elected. So that's crazy, right? I was thinking, shit, man, that it's gonna go
We're
down.
screwed.
It's
We're
gonna
so
go down.
screwed.
We
This
are
guy is
done.
evil. Oh my, we're
Oh yeah, he's
screwed.
such a bad person. And crazy, 4 years or 8 years after that, I'm glad he got elected. I'm literally glad because the world have been over. If
Yeah.
Little Miss Independent would have become president, we would be fucked. Like literally, like you can't even describe it. Because I was on X and I need to show you this. I made a screenshot
Oh man.
because I was on X. Like I don't even use X that much, but I saw this because I was like a little bit into it. Because when you see this shit,
Yeah, with Russia.
yeah, you don't even want to know it. Like I have a Russian friend that's really into conspiracy theories and everything, and he's really deep down the rabbit hole. Like he told me stuff about Russia, like they have rockets that go into the dirt, into
The
like
ground.
the ground, break through it into the bunker and explode them. And that's how they killed. That's how,
What?
yeah. That's how Russia killed like the highest leaders of Ukraine.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you mean rockets
yeah,
that go into the ground
yeah,
and then go deeper into the ground
yeah.
and then explode once they hit the oh
Yeah.
wow. So they don't even explode in the air. They just hit
No,
the
no,
ground.
no, no, no. They explode when they need to explode. And there are rockets that, um, like, they made such a far distance around. I think I don't know how much it was. Like a real deep. Like they have rockets when they launch in Russia in Moscow, and they hit Berlin. They don't even hear it or see it coming.
Oh, it's silent. It's a
Yeah, it's
silent
like
killer.
it's like
Wow.
here and done.
And
So
so, yeah, and with
don't
Russia
fight with
being right
Russia.
there.
Don't fight with Russia. So because I wouldn't have like that would be World War III. It will be over.
Oh
Like
yeah.
really, it would
Oh
have
yeah.
been. And right now, everyone is backing off a little bit since Trump is going to get into office.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
A
yeah.
little
I
bit,
know you've
a little
seen
bit.
it. It's been
Yeah,
insane.
that's crazy. But to be honest, that's like the point I wanted to make with like I was thinking Trump will end this world, like he better it, like afterwards. The moment I woke up was when I changed my the people that are around me.
Your
And
circle. You
yeah, my
changed your
circle.
circle.
When I changed my circle, when I moved out of Switzerland, because I was getting constantly brainwashed. I was like, back then, I wasn't even religious. I wasn't even like, yeah, I pray to God sometimes. I was like, experienced the Holy Spirit and really experienced like a fire. It was crazy. That was my first experience with God. And after I started with I am back then, and then I like gave my life to Jesus. But before that, I was so woke, like literally, I was woke, bro. Like, I'm not proud of it. I also got my shot,
Yeah.
with the vaccine, but I was thinking like, yeah, it sounds weird. It sounds strange. Like my God bless my mom. I know why she overreacted because they were telling, yeah, you can kill everybody if you go outside. She overreacted so damn hardcore. When COVID started, I was telling her like, yeah, I want to go outside and we'll go there and there, and she was like, no, no, never, bro. Like, cause like my parents, I need to like take them a little bit into like out of the thing,
Yeah.
because they were like those exact patients that would have get, as the media told, can have like side effects when they get COVID.
Yeah.
So I know why they reacted this way. So
Of
God
course.
bless them. So but that
Yeah.
was like, that was the moment everything started changing. Because before I started, that was my worst year, like literally my worst year that I ever experienced so far. And then I started, and that was the moment when I met Andrew Tate, when I met like the Trade House. I really thank God for Trade House, because when I started watching them and watched the boot camp from Trade House, that was like, yo, what the fuck?
What's
So this is the rabbit hole. And I remember one session from, I think, Rock Humor,
yeah.
and with I think Mike Myers, they did on
Yeah.
Go Live.
I know those
You
guys.
watched
Yeah.
it?
They're awesome.
I watched it. I was like, oh yeah, I need to know that shit. I really need to know that. And right now, it got so. I'm so deep in it. I really see it. I'm not even surprised anymore. And fun fact, you said, yeah, I'm moving, and the building I'm moving in, I did a little research. Who owns it? Like, I'm in Austria. It's owned by a company in Germany. The company is owned by the banks of Germany, and the banks of Germany are owned by, I think, Vanguard.
Okay.
Or Vanguard has
My
percentage.
Vanguard. Wow. They're on
Yes,
my Vanguard. Okay.
that's crazy. And also, a friend of mine that lives in Vienna in a very big building, a big apartment, really beautiful, in a, I think, 25th like
Story.
store. Yeah, and this building is owned by, yeah, Germany, BlackRock. So like, not owned, but enough percentage so they
Yes.
can say something.
Yeah. It's enough. It's enough. Yep.
Yes.
Correct. It's enough to say
So
something.
they don't need to own it. They just need enough to say something. And that's
Yeah.
where, like, when you like, everyone watching this, I just, when you want to know who is really in power and what is really going on, just follow the money. That's it.
All the money.
Just follow the money. And I tell this everybody, like, really. And I also found out when I have a conversation with one of my close family about, like, yeah, the left and everything, and you should marry who you want and stuff like that. I was like researching some of the parties in Germany that are the green parties and the left parties and everything. Some of them have, like, yeah, you need to go deep, really deep, and connect some things that aren't really there, but you need to see it.
You need
They
to
are
see it.
working with companies back then that are owned or have percentage with BlackRock, Vanguard, stuff like that. With I think it was the Greenpeace. I
Yeah.
researched one of those members had like backgrounds with a media scene that is controlled by the big ones, and the big media scenes are controlled by Vanguard. So you really get to think deep. So that's just, I could talk about this for hours because I think it's a very interesting topic, but I think we need another one. I really think we need another one.
We definitely need another one, and I want to. I think it's awesome that you said follow the money, and I think what
Mm.
a lot of people understand that money is, like we always talk about, money is just a tool. It's a transfer of
Oh
interest.
yeah.
It's a transfer of information, and so yes, we work to make money. Yes, we as a trader, we're in the market and we're exchanging it and we're trying to
Mm.
make it like that. But when you really look at how money moves around the world, at the end of the day, money is in constant motion. It's always moving. That's why
Mm.
it's liquid. That's why it's like liquid. Like if you follow Luke Belmer, he called it liquid. That's why it's called currency,
Mm.
current, sea, liquid, water, liquidity,
Yeah,
water,
really.
river banks. Where are the banks located? By the river side, like where there's bodies of water. That's where the big banks are located. If you want to, where's the bank?
Crazy.
Go by a body of water, you'll find the biggest bank there. Why are all the biggest buildings? Why are the biggest cities? If you can look at this, why are all the biggest cities in the world? Singapore, New York, Miami, London, Berlin, even in
Right.
the Netherlands, in Japan, Tokyo, Shanghai. Where are they located? By bodies of water on purpose.
Right.
It's not by surprise, but it also is to the point where if you can keep enough people docile to do research and to learn history and to see where it starts, you can keep everybody at least feeling good. And I think that's what we're
Mm.
running into right now. Everybody wants to feel good. But sometimes you can't feel good all the time. At some point, you have to
Yeah.
come with reality. You got to
Right.
face your demons. You got to face the truth that a lot of these systems and things that were built weren't built with good intentions. They had bad intentions in the beginning, and we're just now seeing the remnants of that. And that's when you said earlier, their plan is working. Their plan is working.
Working
Let's keep everyone
perfect.
just exactly. So,
But
oh my goodness, yeah, we're gonna need a part two.
there is this thing why it's right now it's a little bit cracking, but that's the thing that scares me the most, that it's cracking. Because there are people like Andrew Tate, like Luke Belmore. I was just watching the podcast with him with what is it with Jake Neal. You know him?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
podcast.
great guy. And there are people that are cracking it right now. But the thing is, cracks need to get filled. And if there's one
Ooh,
time a crack, because there are prisons right now there where you can't get out of it. Like there's literally no way that you can get out of this fucking prison. There's no way. But why is it? Because there were prisons that you can get out. They there were some prisons that you just can easily get out. Because in the Western, like I know this from the movies, so don't hit on me. Like, but in the Western movies, they had just like bars and wood, so you
yep,
can easily break out. Just smash in the wood, you're out. Or bend the bars and you're out because it wasn't good back then.
yep, exactly.
But people broke out of it. What happened? They build up like with rock,
Steel with rock with
with
steel.
rock,
Yeah,
steel, stuff like that. They broke out. And now there are prisons. I can't even imagine how they work. But I know there are prisons right now you can't break out.
yeah.
And
Until someone cracks it. Until
until
someone
someone
cracks
cracks
it.
it. But that's the scary part when you crack the uncrackable. Because
Mm,
how deep is it gonna get after that?
right.
Because that's the reason why Andrew Tate is always talking about it. The next 5 to 10 years, I think, this is your chance. This is your only chance left, or you're gonna become a slave, like a
Yeah.
real slave. Like you're gonna be like there's like I know we are also biblically in the end time, because when you study it a little bit, when you're a little bit into it, you are we are in the end time, because I read it on social media, so don't tag me again. There are coming monsters out of the ocean. I think something like that. I don't know if you heard it. So
There's we had a in Congress there was a hearing about aliens coming from the ocean.
yeah, something like that. So and in the Bible, I can't reference it right now, but I will do it for the next time. Um, that monsters will come out of the ocean
Mm,
in the end time.
in the end time. So we're
And
in
I
the
don't
end
know if
game.
you saw the Olympics, like the opening ceremony.
Oh
I
my god.
think you saw it.
Yeah, it was creepy. It was a very
It was
uncomfortable opening ceremony.
extremely creepy, but biblically accurate.
Okay, but biblically accurate. Interesting. Oh man,
Because
I think we need an episode talking just about that. We
oh
have
yeah, that's crazy. Because this man that went over water on his horse, that's written in the Bible.
no way, no. You're
So
kidding. You're
like
kidding.
it's really
A man on a horse over the water during that
yeah,
Olympic ceremony was
yeah,
also something biblical.
yeah,
And wow,
but not
wow.
in a good way.
Not in
Not
a
in
good
a
way.
good
That
way.
just makes me have to do some more research on the Bible because I read the Bible just because of to look for answers and wisdom.
Mhm.
But dude, there's telltale signs. There's literal
Everything.
depictions.
Like
Interesting.
you can say, yeah, the Bible is watered down. You can say that. It's
Yeah,
okay. But why is it unfolding everything right now in our face? And I respect every other religion, but to be true and really fair, when you look at everything, the Bible is the only correct, in my opinion,
yeah.
the correct book how you should live. Because if everybody would live like in the Bible, trust me, there would be no war, nothing. Just the Ten
Nothing.
Commandments, there would be no war. If every woman and man would live like for myself, I try every day to become a better man, to become a better uh, future husband for my woman. I try it every day. And if I take the Bible and try to live like a man described in the Bible, how he should be, and if my woman tries to live like the woman described in the Bible, we will have a pretty good, not a perfect, because perfect is only God, a pretty good relationship. So that's really the core thing. If you want really the answers and want to have no, like literally no fear, read the Bible. Go speak with God. And if you don't believe in God, pray and tell him, like, tell God, go and show me yourself.
Reveal
Trust
yourself
me.
to me.
Show me yourself to me. Because trust me, he will do it. In the right time, in the right moment, you will see God. Not God. You can't see
Yeah.
God. Because if you would see God, our mind will be blown. It will be gone.
It won't
Like
be it. Yeah.
literally. Because I don't know if you read it about the angels described. Like, an angel. It's beautiful and everything. But Google, and I tell this to everyone, Google biblical accurate angel. Because like every time an angel comes to earth, like written in the Bible, the first thing they say, don't be scared. Because they are scary, trust me, they are pretty scary. They are just like right out of an horror
That's what I
movie.
I heard. Yeah, like
Yeah,
angels are
they're
not really these beautiful things. They're
no,
not
they
really
are
pretty.
not
They're
beautiful. They
they're
are not
ugly
beautiful.
looking.
Like they are majestic, majestic, uh,
Majestic or
majestic. Yes, majestic. Biblical, biblical accurate angel, because they're very, very majestic, but scary as hell.
yeah,
Like if you saw something like that, like they're tall, like they are big.
they're
They are
huge.
not. They're not just like us, the size of us. Even Archangel Michael, he's taller than us, stronger than us, and everything. But those things, those are like buildings high, like literally, like they're just too big, to comprehend. But to really close the part about the Bible is really go deep into it, because when you live with God, you will not fear anything. Because in the Bible, there is written 365 times, "Don't fear." So that's the meaning. Don't fear, because
Wait, how many times? 300. Did you say
365.
365 times?
Yes.
And
How
how
many
many
is a
days?
year?
How many days are there in a year?
365.
Don't live
So,
in fear. That's
so
crazy.
that's crazy. And really, I don't fear death anymore. Because first
Oh,
of all, no weapon against me shall prosper. And also, if I die, I get in a better place. Like
okay.
literally, Earth is hell. That's it. If you really go deep, then you will discover why everything happens the way it happens. Everything needs to happen, and you will see why. Like you said, people get rich because they do things not the right way. Why is it that way? Because the devil controls the world.
Hmm.
He has power over the world. He is the king of the world, you can say. But he's still, that's the reason why, like, for myself, every time and I know it's a egotistical thing to say, but every time I see someone winning that shouldn't be winning, in my opinion, because he's doing bad things, it's just like God, like the devil allows you to win as well. He allows his people to win as well. And that's really it, because
Yeah,
this world is controlled by the devil. And when I say that and say follow the money, you will get a connection.
yeah. You'll
Trust,
see. You'll
trust.
do enough research,
Oh yeah,
study the Bible, follow the money long enough, not just a little. Follow it all the way to its
oh yeah.
origin. You'll see how the devil really plays out on Earth, because you said it's like that's why they call it hell on Earth, which is so
It's
insane.
it's really
It's,
good, yeah.
that
But
is
before you do all of that, unplug yourself, because you can do all those research and think, nah, that's just bullshit. That's just like I can put on this like this alu. I don't know the English
they
word.
call it a tinfoil hat here
Tenfold
in.
hat. Yeah, you can put on the tenfold hat and just be like that's the same, but you need to unplug yourself, just like in the movie Matrix. Great
You
movie, by
have
the
to.
way.
You have to, man. But
Yeah.
dude, Raymond, dude, you're awesome. I
Thank you,
love
man.
how spiritually driven you are. This has been. We need a part two. We're definitely going to plan a
Oh
part
yeah.
two because I
Oh
feel
yeah.
there's a lot of
It
topics we
was
could have
fun.
gone
It was
into,
fun.
and especially when we have more time. I know our time is limited, but I want to end it with this. If, as a leaving message, as a parting message to anybody who's going to watch this in the future, what would be your kind of life lesson that you want the world that you want to share with the world, and leave them with? What would be that one message you want to give the world who's going to watch this?
I think uh, there are so many things in my head, but the only right way to end this is like Jesus loves you, man. Like literally, if you, because I can say yeah, never quit, because that's really a method I want to follow, never quit. But in the end, it's really just Jesus loves you, man. Because yeah, He loves you and He will provide for you. And even when it's the darkest and when your head is against the wall and your back is against the wall and you're just at the end, you will always have God. You always have Jesus next to you. And as I don't know, I can't remember right now, but if you can look up, you can get up. So that's really,
Like that.
that's
If you can look up,
yeah.
you can get up. That I'm gonna write that
Damn.
down. That's a good one. Hold on, I got my notebook right over here. I'm gonna
All
write that
right.
down real fast. You said
Because that
if you can look.
if you can look up, you can get up.
Hey, you need to hashtag that, man. Make that your thing. You should change your IG bio and put that in the top. If you can look up, you can get up. You should change it. Put a little
All right.
quotes,
I will do
and
it.
that's gonna
I
be
will
your
do it.
thing, man. And I'll make sure to
All right,
tag
dude.
you if I use it, dude. That's
Thank
awesome.
you, man. Thank you, man. That's crazy.
No, no problem, dude. Dude,
For
thank
the
you
next time,
again.
I will reference the person that said that because it's not
Okay.
original from me. I stole it just to because I'm not the person that steals and don't say from who it is. I think it was from a great personal speaker. What's his name? Les Brown, I think.
Les Brown.
I think it was Les Brown. But don't tag me if I'm not correct right now because I will do
we'll
the research and I will say it in the next time. I will say it
just
in
say it.
part two.
We'll say it in the
Perfect.
next time. Okay, I love that. Well,
Perfect.
Raymond, dude, it's an amazing hour with you, bro. I know you're moving, you got things going on. It's roughly 6 o'clock for you out there. It's 11 for me here, dude.
All
Thank
right.
you again for tuning in. I cannot wait for part two, bro. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you,
It
thank
was
you,
amazing.
and I can't wait to talk to you next time, man. I
All right, man.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. It was a pleasure to be here. I really knew it will be good.